Hey, what's up guys, Shuckle King here, bringing you week 10 for NCP. Last week of the season we were taking off against Stremi. He is taking over for Shaquash's team, so definitely appreciate that he is able to help out with these last couple of games of the season. And he has currently the worst record right now, but a very threatening team, so definitely nothing to take light of. Before we get into this, make sure you guys like the content. If you like the videos I'm putting out, and consider giving a subscription. Definitely appreciate all the support given this season. So he has rain, and basically it's not all rain. He could definitely not function his team without rain, but I feel like the team would be really hindered if he didn't bring rain particular weeks. But he does have tornadus, which is like his highlight mon, and that works well in rain and out of rain. So it's overall a pretty cool team strategy. It just hasn't really worked out for him. But his team from most to least threatening would be Kingdra, Mammothswine, Tornadus, Barracuda, Pelipper, Ferrothorn, Weezing, Sableye, Jolteon, Magmortar, Hitmonlee. Kingdra, I have no switch-ins. Like, I have Mantine that can take hits, but I have to be water absorb. And outside of that, nothing takes hits. Not even like special defensive. Porygon 2 can take 2 Hydro Pumps in rain if it specs. So it's just crazy damage output from Kingdra. That is definitely coming. Mammothswine also coming. I don't really have the greatest ground resist. I partially picked up Como because it was like quote unquote another ground answer to go at Landorus and Mantine, and also takes knockoffs. But it doesn't want to take on Mammothswine well at all. Outside of like physical defense of Porygon 2 and maybe physical defense of Necrozma, I can take on Mammothswine, but the problem is with Necrozma is he has rain, so I'm not going to be recovering much HP. So Necrozma is not the greatest answer to Mammo. So it's really only Porygon 2. And Mammothswine could knock off and superpower me. So not the greatest there. Tornadus-t, obviously a big threat. If it's nasty plots, that speeds everything except for Dragapult on my team, unless if I bring a Scarfer or a Siswim user, because I do have 2 on the team, even if I'm not rain. Do I have as many as he does? He has 1, 2. Yeah, so I have as many Siswim abusers as Stremi has. That's funny. But yeah, no, Tornadus, big threat. Very threatening there. Though Mantine can also kind of take that on as well. Then we have Barracuda. Barracuda, super strong. Mantine doesn't have the greatest physical defenses. So even if I can take water hits, I'm not necessarily taking all his physical hits that well. And outside of that, I really don't have anything that... Well, I have Quillfish that could take 2 liquidations and Como, but it also has Psychic Fangs, so it's going to be tough for me to take those hits on. Pelipper coming for the rain. Ferrothorn, I expect to be the 6th as like a defensive mon. It can set up rocks, and it's kind of hard for me to take at in the rain. Weezing could come as a Dragapult answer. I always underestimate people bringing their fairies because I don't think fairies match up too well against me, but he'll probably bring it even if I don't think it's that good against me. Sableye, I'm honestly not prepped a ton for it, so if it comes, it's annoying. And then Jolteon on it. Like I have Como, Landorus, Dragapult, Porygon 2, Clefairy, Necrozma. I'm not worried about Jolteon this game. And definitely not worried about Magmortar, Hitmonlee. Those 2 mons are 100% now coming. I don't think it makes any sense to bring either of those mons. Probably doesn't make sense to bring Jolteon either. So yeah, Mantine I think is a must bring this week. I wanted to bring Swift Swim, really wanted to for the last week to bring maybe a little bit of memes, but I really needed Water Absorb to actually take hits from these mons. Necrozma looks good, kinda. The problem is that the rain is up, so it's kind of hard for me to utilize a Moonlight set, so maybe a more offensive spread could work out. And then Dragapult, honestly, specs, just nukes everything. He doesn't have a Shadow Ball resist on the team. So the first Pokemon I have is Mantine. Physical defensive, heavy duty boots, Roost, Hurricane Scald, and Defog. Kind of a straightforward set. Defense allows me to live 2 Adamant Banded Psychic Fangs from Barracuda. Obviously, unless if I get a crit, then that is what it is, but I do take 2 hits. I have a little bit of speed to speed creep Pelipper if I want to get like a Hurricane Confusion off. The rest is in special defense to take on like Torn-T hits a little bit better. The special defensive spread also allows me to take 2 modest specs Drake and Meteors from the Kingdra. So like I basically take on any type of Kingdra. If it's physical, then it might be a little bit more problematic. But I do have Hurricane for it, so it's not like I'm passive against it. And then Defog there, I guess, in case Ferrothorn gets a lot of spikes up. I have a Utility Umbrella Necrozma. I don't know if anyone's brought Utility Umbrella against this team this season, but like just like a special defensive wall that just sits there, it's going to be very nice. Utility Umbrella, what the item does, I don't know what the description is going to be here. It ignores rain and sun-based effects. So I will both be able to use Moonlight and recover 50% HP even if the rain is up because I have an umbrella up. And I also, because I have an umbrella up, I'll be able to use Heat Wave to its max power. So it's not 50% nerfs because of the rain. So definitely cool there. And maybe the Ferrothorn won't. I mean, I don't think the Ferrothorn will expect it. And Heat Wave's going to do a lot to Ferrothorn. If it didn't rain, it's going to do 80-ish%. And it might not be expecting it, maybe only expecting 40% and going for Elite Seeds Protects and maybe even beating me one-on-one. But it won't be able to with the Utility Umbrella. So Necrozma definitely clutch with this item. Stealth Rocks for chip damage. Photon Geyser plus Heat Wave. Photon Geyser hits everything except for the Ferrothorn and the Sableye. I have nothing for Sableye on this set, but I also have nothing for the Sableye for the Mantine, but is what it is. Should be an annoying thing for him to take down. Next I have Choice Specs Dragapult. Doesn't really have an answer for it. Ability didn't really matter. Infiltrator in case he has subs. I basically would always go Infiltrator unless if he has less of like my user has a Sticky Web user, then I'd probably run Clear Body in that case. My mom is always going to run Infiltrator in case of screens. You saw against Seth how that helped out. Shadow Ball, U-Turn, Draco Meteor. Really the only 3 moves I need. Honestly, really only Shadow Ball is what I need. I should like at least to KO everything on the team. Like maybe a really special defensive Magmortar, like AV, or maybe special defensive Ferrothorn takes 2. But then I have Flamethrower for the Ferrothorn in that case. And then Draco for like a one-time stronger hit. I will outspeed Adamant, Barraskewda, and Adamant, or Modest, Jolteon. I would also outspeed Adamant, but I won't be outspitting the timid versions of those sets. So I just have to watch out for that. But I would outspeed a max timid Tornadus-t. So that's just something to note there. And the rest of the defense, EVs didn't really matter there. Porygon 2, max physical defensive, takes on the Mamoswine. Pretty straightforward. Recover, Tri-Attack, Teleport were the 3 moves. Like, that make a lot of sense. I only don't hit Ferrothorn and, again, the Sableye. But I have Toxic on the Porygon 2, really only for the Sableye. In case it comes, it's going to be very annoying. So I do have to get a Toxic on it. Otherwise, it would have been really nice to have Thunder Wave on this set to paralyze the Kingdra or paralyze the Torn. Though, for the most part, Ferrothorn is probably the safest answer in the Porygon 2 anyway. But yeah, no, basically here to take on Mamoswine hits. I won't be taking on Barraskewda that well with this set, but I have other mons to deal with it. Next, we got Air Balloon Melmetal, another Pokemon that can take on a Mamoswine at least one time. I could switch in this kind of aggressively, depending. Knockoff is generally free for the Mamoswine to click initially, and then after you knock off my item on the Porygon 2, it's pretty safe to click Earthquakes. So maybe the second time the Mamoswine comes in, I can go into my Melmetal and catch it, and then be in pretty decent position to go for a double Iron Bash. His really only switch into that is the Ferrothorn and the Pelipper. Pelipper is going to get weakened, especially if rocks are up, assumingly it's not Boots. And Thunder Punch will kill the Pelipper unless it gets a Skull Burn. And a double or Superpower is going to probably kill the Ferrothorn after rocks and after a double Iron Bash damage. Unless it's like really physically defensive. I imagine it's going to be more special defensive to take on the Dragapult though. And Protect is there just to stall out a Rain Turned. Could also stall out a High Jump Kick for Hitmonlee, I suppose. And the last Pokemon I have is the Como. So I could explain. EV's Melmetal looks pretty straightforward. It actually allows me to take a modest Hydro Pump in the rain from Kingdra. Doesn't take specs, but it just shows how bulky Melmetal can be, even if the special defense looks a little bit lackluster. Last is Godzilla. I don't believe I nicknamed my Como last week, so sorry about that. I should have lost the game because of it, but I got lucky. So Como with the Focus Sash is going to be my lead. I guess this is what I would consider a meme set. I don't really run memes, I just want to win games. But Close Combat, Thunder Punch, Ironhead, Outrage. If I lead with this and he leads with the Pelipper, if it's Scarfed, he Modest would be able to kill me with a Hurricane, but I'll be able to live with a Focus Sash and go for a Thunder Punch. Otherwise, Thunder Punch is doing a lot to Pelipper unless it's really physically defensive, then it won't kill. And I did consider like a Shockwave set, which would have been like a 50% chance to kill Pelipper as opposed to 0% chance, but I didn't like the other coverage move. I was forced to run max special attack. but close combat will do a lot of damage to the Ferrothorn. Ironhead, I imagine if it's going to be like a special defensive Wheezing to take on my Dragapult, then Ironhead would 2 KO to Wheezing, which is nice. An Outrage just for general damage. Maybe a Kingdra expecting it would be able to kill me in rain with 1 hit, and then I could return kill with an Outrage, because I would live it with the Sash. So that's my team this week. It's not the biggest deal in the world if we lose this game, because I am in playoffs, which is great. If I do win 4-0, I am 1,000% guaranteed a top 2 slot. And I think a top 2 slot is what I'm definitely aiming for. But yeah, even if I win only 1-0, or even if I lose, I have a chance to get a top 2 slot. It'll just be harder. I have to rely on other people to lose. But if I win, I should be in pretty decent position to get a top 2 seeding like I wanted. So yeah, that's the team. Let's get right into the game. All right, here we are for the battle against Stremi TV. So the team I'm bringing, just as a heads up to everyone watching, is a physically defensive Mantine, a little bit of special attack. Kind of a boring set because it's Water Absorb over Swift Swim, but I needed an answer to Barraskewda plus Kingdra and Rain. They're just too strong against my team. Standard set there. Necrozma is a Stealth Rocks, Photon Geyser, Heat Wave, Moonlight, Utility Umbrella, special defensive, so I can continuously heal even in the rain. And do more damage to Ferrothorn in the rain. Dragapult is Choice Specs. He doesn't have an answer for it outside of rain. The Wheezing is not going to take 2 Shadow Balls unless it's like fully special defensive. Porygon 2 is max physically defensive, Recover, Tri-Attack, Toxic, Teleport, gaining momentum, staying healthy. Tri-Attack hits everything except for Ferrothorn, I can't hit anyway. Melmetal is a max attack, max special defensive, Air Balloon to take on the Mamoswine and to take 1 Kingdra hit in rain, unless if it's Modest Specs. If it's Modest Life Orb, I do take the hit. Superpower, Double Iron Bash, Protect to stall at rain turns, and Thunder Punch. And then I have Lead, Focus Sash, Coma-O, Close Combat, Thunder Punch, Ironhead, Outrage. Hopefully I can just break his team early on in the game. So let's get this battle on the road. Not too worried about this game. Ideally, if I go 4-0, I will guarantee to get a top 2 seed, which is what I'm looking for. Torn, Ferrothorn, Jolteon, Wheezing, Pelipper, no Kingdra. Okay, and there's a Barraskewda. Okay, so no Mamoswine. That's nice. My Melmetal is not as useful. It probably wasn't the best bring. I just wanted to bring it to all 10 games. This game doesn't really matter. No Sableye, which was low-key kind of annoying for my team. I was highly assuming he wasn't going to bring it. Dragapult just goes in because I'm Specs. My lead is going to be the Coma-O. Worst case, like he could be Scarf, Hurricane, Modest would be able to kill me, but not because I have Sash. Unless if, obviously, he gets a Hurricane Confusion and I hit myself Confusion. I believe I would kill with Thunder Punch if he's not, like, physically defensive. Shockwave could have done damage if that was a special set, but that was kind of iffy and just didn't do as much damage in general. Because I expect special defensive Wheezing, I should 2 KO with Ironhead, which would be great. So yeah, good luck, Stremi. But hopefully it's more on my side, and he only brought 3 Mons, so we will come back. Okay, he's leading with Jolteon. We're back into this game now, and I got my Godzilla. He's leading Jolteon, so I really don't see reason why I wouldn't just go into my Porygon 2. I mean, at worst, I'll figure out if he's Trace or not. Not that it really matters outside of me clicking up Thunder Punch with my Melmetal in Como. But let's see what he goes for. He could maybe go for a Toxic after this, but I could just go... If he goes for a Toxic on this next turn, yeah, he's Volt Absorb. Probably goes for a Toxic here. I'm fine with letting this get Toxic. I'm going to teleport out. Tri-Attack is fine unless he goes into Ferrothorn, so just keep momentum. And a Toxic on the Porygon 2 is not really that big of a deal. It's just meant to be a general pivot in this game, specifically for the Mamoswine, and he didn't bring Mamoswine, so that's great. And Porygon 2 is not a pivot into Barraskewda, especially in the rain, so not a significant amount of use in this game. So maybe locked, if he didn't go for Toxic there. So I'll teleport out. Now do I go into Necrozma, or do I go into my Dragapult? I think the answer is to go into Necrozma, even if I, because I don't want to get locked in the Flamethrower. Yeah, the answer is definitely Necrozma. And I just go for Heat Wave. I could get up Rocks, actually. Rocks would be nice, but I would prioritize wanting to get this low. Because, I mean, this is also modded in the way of the Mantine. Unless if I get a burned with a Scald. So I imagine he's probably going to go into Pelipper here, predicting the... Oh, he doesn't. Okay, great. I do 80% Lead Seed. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Yeah, no, I'm 1,000% okay with this. I see special defensive. Could be. It could have been a high roll special defensive. Probably is. Probably mixed, actually. Could Lead Seed again. Protect is an option. I don't see a reason to not go into my Como, especially because Pelipper seems like a pretty decent play. And I could just go for a Thunder Punch and do massive damage to it. Let's see if the Protect comes out. Okay, it does not. So you go into a Pelipper, Chandler, Bing. Tornadus comes out. You know what? I can regenerate with my Porygon. I'm fine with this. He doesn't have hazards up, so I may as well keep the Sash. And he could knock off here. Don't really care. It just gives me a pivot into something. Probably the Necrozma, maybe the Dragapult. No Metal even as well. But Focus Blast would be doing a lot of damage if he Life Orb. We'll see if he's Life Orb or not. From here, Air Slash. Okay. That's doing 42 damage. So I will figure out what that spread is. Level 50. Air Slash. Who runs Air Slash? It's 2021. Max special attack. Not modest though, so that's good to know. I can just teleport out of here. Maybe predicting a Toxic. I guess Ferrothorn comes out. Jolteon comes out. At this point, I just go into my Dragapult and just go for... Yeah, I'm going to go into my Dragapult. I mean, Jolteon could have Shadow Ball, so I feel like I just go right into Porygon too. And just scout that. I'm not sure if he's Scarfed or Specs. I mean, because I am not a lot of speed, he probably had speeds with the Jolteon. If he has a lot of speed anyway, so probably not something I want to risk yet. But could be Scarfed. Goes for Shadow Ball. Okay. Teleporting right out. Let's see what he wants to go into. If he switched off moves, then I know he's not Scarfed or Specs, which is good to know. But I imagine he's one of the two. Kind of tough to tell at this point. The Pelipper comes out. Necrozma is honestly a pretty safe play. And I can either rock or go for the psychic move. I guess I'll also find out if he's Scarfed or not. I would probably prioritize getting damage on this Pelipper and finding out if it's an offensive set or not. Let's see, Necrozma, Pelipper. It could be like Specs, could be Scarfed, could be physically defensive. Don't think special defensive. Alright, Photon Geyser comes off and doing like 65%, so it looks like physically defensive. hopefully he goes into the Ferrothorn and maybe try to get up rocks, and not predicting that I have a utility umbrella, because he would live the hit otherwise. Come on, bring it out. But I'll miss anyway. I'll miss my heat wave, so it won't matter. Tornadus comes out. I Moonlight on this. Nasty Plot would be problematic, I suppose. Dark Pulse shouldn't be doing a lot. Yeah, that does nothing. And I Moonlight up to full because I have Utility Umbrella. Nice. Now this would be a definition of a free rocks. Dark Pulse coming out. It's not doing anything. 202 to... That is 57 damage. Let's see. Necrozma, Tornadus. Level 50. Yeah, it's just timid. See, I can Moonlight on this. Hopefully don't get flinched here. Okay, that's fine. I take a second. I really don't have a play. I suppose I could have saved this and healed up on the Ferrothorn or the Pelipper, but I get lucky, so I'll take it. And I probably live 2 hits at this point. See, I'm fine Moonlighting up here. It's not like Scarfed, is it? I'm kind of confused what this set is. But I should take 2 hits from here. Yeah, I take 2 hits, unless if it's a crit. Moonlight up, great. It's Damp Rock, obviously, for the Pelipper side. And now I can start going for attacks and just seeing how bulky this Torn is. Maybe it's AV? Question mark? Yeah, I am not quite sure. I guess we'll find out based on the damage that I do. Photon Geyser should do 50% to non-bulk. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go into my Porygon just to be safe. I mean, again, you could go for knockoff, but it doesn't really matter if he goes for knockoff. I just teleport out of here. I could even Toxic, but I don't want to let that Ferrothorn in. And I'll trace the Regenerator, so I'll be at full or close to full, depending what he goes for. Yeah, it's not E-Belt. I'm really confused what this set is, but yeah, teleporting out to gain momentum. Just keeps going for Dark Pulse. Alright, I flinch. I still teleport out of here. If he flinches again, then I guess I try to go for... okay, so not choice locked anyway. Not that I figured it would be. Okay, that was a crit. I thought that did a lot of damage. Okay, teleport out. I guess I could go Mantine. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he should be doing any damage to me, really. This is just confusing. So we'll go for a Scald. Try to get a burn. Shouldn't be doing a ton to me. U-turn? Yeah, doing nothing. 12 damage. Is that anything significant? No, just minus attack. So it's Air Slash, Dark Pulse, U-turn, Defog, maybe? Okay, I'm gonna go for Skull, get decent damage, and then I go into my Porygon too, and it shouldn't be able to do anything to me. Maybe Trick? No, I don't think Jolteon gets Trick even. Yeah, I don't... What does this do? Maybe get Hyper Beam? But I would live that anyway. Unless if it's Specs. No, I probably live Specs Hyper Beam. Jolteon's not that strong. Okay, Hyper Voice. Okay. Yeah, I live that hit and recover up here. I should probably calc that damage. So 77 to 26, so 51 HP. Computer's being a little slow. 51 HP, yeah, it's Specs. Yes, I'm gonna go out into my Dragapult. So Choice Specs, Jolteon, and I believe it's Timid based on the damage that he's doing. Yet another slow battle, man. Would be nice if we get a little faster pace with these, but it's just the type of teams that I bring, I suppose. Yeah, I'm confident to just go right into my Mantine here. Because he could outspeed me for sure. Even my Como is not the unsafest of options. It's a pretty safe option to go into. But let's see what it's gonna do. I'm gonna switch out. I'm going to Jolteon. Joey. What's Joey? The Wheezing. Suppose could get a poison on me. Necrozma seems like a pretty nice answer. And then I just recover up. And he doesn't have a whole lot to take on this Necrozma. Especially because I do have rocks up, which is nice. Okay, defogs him away. He has to fear the Photon Geyser. Yeah, I have no reason to heal up the full here. So defog, Wheezing. And it's Black Sludge. So no weird item or anything. Very bulky Rain Team, which is cool. You don't really see that a whole lot. And Ferrothorn comes out. I mean, I get a kill with Heat Wave, and there's really no reason for me to not just go for it. Like, I don't care if he goes into Barraskewda. I mean, if I miss, that would be unfortunate. He gets a lead seat up, but that's fine with me. I've used 4 of my my healings, so just something to note. Okay, he's going to switch out. Going to Pelipper. Okay. And then I just go for a Photon Geyser. And if he goes into Ferrothorn, I just go for a Heat Wave and kill it. So I'm just trying to figure out what Stremi's trying to accomplish, but like, I don't have to make any fancy plays. I'm just clicking what's in front of me and just killing. Okay, so Rain is gone for rest of the game as far as I'm aware of. It could be Rain Dance. Tornadus on the 4th slot. Rain Dance Torn is a question, but Pelipper is down. Let me maybe record this live. Necrozma kills Pelipper with Photon Geyser. Maybe goes into Ferrothorn here. Like the Barraskewda. Okay, so no rocks up. Yeah, I go into my Mantine. It is unfortunate I am a little chipped. Mantine to Barraskewda. 179 to 92. It's a crit. Calc it. I don't have to calc it. It'll just show me what it is here. Level 50 with a crit. Yeah, that's about the damage I would have expected from Adamant Band. So I can roost up here. There's a 50-50 chance that Ice Fang crits and kills me. Roost up. I could get flinched. That's obviously an option. So Banded, Barraskewda. And I think I'm fine just continuously to roost. He's going to switch out. Okay, great. Joey is the Wheezing. I imagine he's going to want to get a toxic on me. Maybe a will-o-wisp. But I just go into my what's it called? My Porygon. I can recover up. I probably just teleport, depending on what move he goes for. If he goes for toxic, I probably teleport. I could recover though. Let's say he goes for toxic. Yeah, that's fine. I am a little low, but doesn't really matter. He doesn't have a switch into this outside of Ferrothorn. So I am pretty safe to make my double switch into Necrozma. He's not going to double toxic. At worst, he goes for a Sludge Bomb or something. And my Necrozma should be in pretty good shape to get another kill somehow. Maybe even get rocks up. That would be cool. Sludge Wave. Okay. 204 to... I mean, it's just not doing much. What is this switch in? He doesn't have a switch in. There's no reason for me not to just go for Photon Geyser and do a crap ton. And at worst I find out if he's special defensive. Torn? Okay. I can get rocks up on this. Okay, so it's a Assault Vest. I'm gonna Moonlight up here to make sure like a couple of flinches won't kill me. I'd prefer to be at full HP. Okay, great. Now I got my rocks up and maybe even go to Porygon 2 would be a little cheeky, but probably not necessary. Yeah, I'm gonna get my rocks up. And then I heal up on this next turn. To make sure that, like, I don't get, like, multiple flinches in a row, and then go for Photon Geysers, as long as, like, I don't get flinched a lot. So, yeah, this is, like, Defensive Rain. I haven't seen this since, like, Gen 5 or something, but it's cool for sure. It was a little bit more viable Gen 5 because Rain was always on the field as soon as you sent in your Politoed. It was definitely quite the dynamic out then. And I guess it was technically a thing Gen 4 as well, but I was only with Kyogre. Alright, so you turns out, I mean, I'm getting a kill. We're doing a massive chunk to something. I mean, Ferrothorn comes out, and I Heat Wave, and then he goes in like Barraskewda or something, but then he's taking rocks plus Stealth Rocks, or rocks plus a Heat Wave. So, like, I'm fine with that, and like my Mantine takes any hit, so like he has a pretty tough time getting through this. Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine Jolteon's taking this hit, period, or taking it well. Obviously, he's not going to take it well. And yeah, I just kill. Okay. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for him to come back from this. Crits from Barraskewda could definitely do it, but outside of that, I mean, I also have a Komao with a Sash just sitting in the back. So Torn comes out. Takes rocks damage. I heal up just to get the full. And then I just go for Photon Geyser here. If I get flinched, I probably go for a Moonlight and then just continuously go for Photon Geysers or Heat Waves. I guess I could save this for like the Weezing and the Ferrothorn later. Yeah, we can try that. He's also kind of getting unlucky and not getting the flinches that he probably deserves. Okay, I don't think a second hit is gonna kill. Yeah, I'm gonna go into my Mantine here. Probably U turns out. But it's not like we're accomplishing a whole lot, and I don't really see how he's going to knock out this Mantine. I'm going to go for Scald here, and hopefully I catch the Ferrothorn. Maybe this chip damage wasn't like necessary to take my Mantine, but I also could have roosted there. Roosted might have been a better play. I just want to get a little bit more initiative, and like if I burn the Ferrothorn, it's over. I don't believe it's going to be in range of. It's definitely not going to be in range of Scald, plus even a burn, plus a Hurricane. So who's Joey again? The Wheezing? Okay, well I'm fine with this. Thunderbolt could be an option though. Oh, I like that damage. Hold up, that was like 30% or so. Oh, okay, that's like physically defensive Wheezing. Yeah, I'm fine with going into the Necrozma. Because there is no rain up, the Barraskewda is not going to be as threatening. It's still a threat though. Now I could predict the Torn to come out. Well, what do I accomplish at that same point? I could go into Melmetal. He doesn't really have an answer to that. I guess the last move could also be something to hit the Melmetal with the Tornadus. Could be U-turn, Dark Pulsar / Focus Blast, I guess. Yeah, but I'm gonna go for the Photon Geyser, and then probably go for a Heat Wave. I could miss. That would be annoying, but I can also heal up later on. Worst case scenario. I imagine he's going to go into the Ferrothorn here. You don't risk the Barraskewda. I don't think you risk the Wheezing either, just because Photon Geyser is such a safe move for me to go for. So I think he goes in the Ferrothorn here. I should kill it unless I miss. Monica. Yeah, Ferrothorn. So I'll probably miss, but in theory it was the right play for me to make. Okay, I hit. I will definitely take that. So he's down to Torn. Lost a Pelipper. It's down to 3 mons left. Dragapult. Looking pretty nice. Yeah, he's just taking so much damage right now. I think there's no reason for me not to go into the Mantine here. I can recover up. Okay, U-turns, that's a good play. Probably wouldn't have killed a Necrozma. But that's fine. I still don't know what his last move is, but I'm guessing it's Focus Blast. Let's see, Melmetal versus Tornadus. Max special attack, Focus Blast. Level 50, doesn't kill me. Not even close, so. Thunderbolt still seems like a play that could come out. It is physically defensive. I can go into Wheezing here. He could go for a taunt eventually, which would be annoying, but otherwise it wouldn't be the end of the world. I mean, I just get a kill if I can get my Dragapult in. Who's he going to switch out into? Like the Barraskewda? Let's see, what is the play I make here? Ice Fang probably comes out here. Close combat could also come out. My Porygon's not that useful for anything. I'm going to teleport out, because if he doesn't kill me, I get momentum into whatever I'm on. I don't think he's going for the water move here. Ice Fang, yeah, it makes sense. That's gonna do nothing. Teleport out, and I get in my Melmetal and get a kill. There's the Melmetal. Yeah, so I figured he had to go for some type of prediction there, and like predicting the Mantine to come out was pretty obvious. Como wasn't that great of a middle ground because of the option for Ice Fang. So I mean, I get a kill. I mean, I probably don't kill the Barraskewda, even though Barraskewda is really weak with double Iron Bash, but there's no... I mean, he could just like sack this, but I imagine he's gonna switch. Probably switch into the Weezing. Oh, he goes into Torn. Okay, well, this is definitely dead. Maybe predicting if Thunder Punch would have killed this too, but that's fine. I'll take it. All right, so Melmetal gets another kill. It might be a 6-0. It's not like I mean, I'm playing for at least a 4-0 should guarantee, like if I win 4-0, I should get a top 2 seed. So I'm kind of playing for that. Close combat, Adamant Banded. Does not kill me. So I could be aggressive and go into my Dragapult here. Because there's no reason for him not to go for the close combat here. Worst thing, he goes for like Liquidation or something. Yeah, so. Yeah, I'll just Shadow Ball. And be able to get the kill on a Weezing, and then Barraskewda comes out, Ice Fang. Does that kill the Dragapult? There's a chance to. There's a chance that he doesn't. It's what is it? 25% chance to kill. And obviously I'll figure out what move to go into. Actually, you know what? My Melmetal's 1,000% of a safe answer to go into here. Not necessarily playing for the 6-0, but just making sure I get the differential I need to guarantee the top 2 seed. So I'll be able to base on what move he's locked into and then go accordingly. Ice Fang. Okay, yeah, that does nothing. Unless he gets a bunch of freezes and flinches, and then I should be fine. So yeah, good game, Stremi. Sorry that I had to come to this. I don't think I have gotten a 6-0 win outside of the lame game against Zepsis, but that happened. Oh, there you go, a crit. Freeze? No, okay. So yeah, so that's 8-2 with, I think, 26 differential. 27 differential, not entirely sure, but overall very happy with the result of this team. I kind of figured it was going to do well because Dragapult Melmetal is just a crazy combination, especially like getting Cinderace and Necrozma too. Yeah, next week we'll figure out who we're playing in playoffs, but very excited to make it there. And again, thank you everyone for the support. But until next time, later guys.